Hello. So today I have another bread recipe from Malta. This bread is quite special because even in Malta you can only get it during Easter time. It's called l-Appostli or Qaghaq, depending from which part of Malta you come from. So it's the Apostles' bread ring. It's said to originate from Lebanese Catholics, and I recently found out that they have a bread called Qaghaq, and it's the same kind of bread ring with sesame seeds. They've got a few different ones, but very interesting anyway, because there's quite a big connection between Lebanese and Maltese. Someone recently commented on my hectare video, the Maltese sourdough flatbread, and he just brought up all the connections between Lebanon and Malta and how we're two most genetically similar populations in the Mediterranean. So there's a lot of history between us. In fact, most Lebanese understand Maltese because of the Arabic part of the Maltese language. This bread, like I said, is only available in Malta Easter time. It's topped with 12 almonds, one for each of the apostles. And I just love this bread. I mean, it's really, really good. It's got a bit of sugar in it, but it's not like a dessert bread. It's still a savory bread. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you do, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let us know in the comments below if you try it out. I'll put the link to our other Maltese bread recipe in the description below. I've noticed that the 3 Maltese recipes I've put on have been getting a lot of views, so if you're interested in Maltese cuisine, I'll be uploading more as time goes by. It's a really easy bread to make, and it's so good, it definitely warrants being made more than for 1 week a year. Okay, so let's go make this dough. Over here I have 750 grams of flour, 75 grams of semolina, 12 grams of salt, 60 grams of sugar, and then I've got 480 milliliters of lukewarm water. I put 2/3 of room temperature water mixed with 1 part boiling water to get the right temperature. And the first thing we're going to do is pour in 19 grams of active yeast into the water. Give it a stir. So I'm going to leave this for 10 minutes and we'll get back to making the dough. $60 milliliters of sunflower oil go in, and we have our yeast and water mixture. Okay, so after about 10 minutes, okay, that's ready. So now I just put a splash of olive oil, cover it with cling film and the tea towel, and just leave it in a dark, warm place to at least double in size, maybe an hour or 2, depending obviously where you live and the temperature. Okay, so it's more than doubled in size. We're just going to take it out and knock it down. That's good enough. And then what we want to do, this recipe is enough for 2 loaves. So we'll just cut that in half. You can measure it out to be exact if you want, but this would be fine. It should be about there. 1 and 2. Okay, so we've got 2. They look about the same size. So we'll put 1 into this bowl, leave 1 on the counter, just a touch of olive oil. So it doesn't stick on anything. We'll just cover them both up and wait for another 30 minutes. Just put a piece of cling film on this one and the cloth. Okay, so we'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay, so I've just put on the oven. I put it on maximum, which is on my oven around 250. And then once we do put in the loaves, we'll drop it down to 230. So this has pretty much doubled in size. It's been like 30 minutes. We'll just leave this one to the side because since I have a small worktop, I'll have place to work like this. Now what we need to do is stretch it out like this. And now what we want to do is kind of roll it. So I'm not putting any flour on this. You'll see why, because now we're going to roll it in sesame seeds. So if we put flour, the sesame seeds won't stick to it. So we'll just roll it up like this. So we just bring it back like that. And we'll just roll it. Just leave it there so we can work with the other one. So we'll just put a bunch of sesame seeds on the worktop. Now gently just roll them in. It's pretty much completely encrusted with sesame seeds. Bring the two ends together and then roll it. And then make a ring. So we'll just put this one to the side so we have place to work. We'll just slide this underneath. Okay, so we just put this one on the baking tray so we can work the other one. Put a bunch of sesame seeds there. And just roll them in. Bring up a piece of greaseproof paper. Just put these two ends together and roll it. Just make sure it's pretty much equal. Okay, once you've got them shaped, we're going to put the almonds in, and we'll put 12 almonds, one for each of the apostles, hence the name. So push them right in there. 1, 2. You really need to sink them in because otherwise they won't stay on there. Then get a super sharp knife and just do a diagonal cut in between each of the almonds. So 1, 2, just keep going the whole way around. So now we can wait for them to rest, and then we'll put them into the oven at 230 degrees. So we'll drop down the temperature from 250 to 230 and cook them for 23 minutes. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. I can put the first one into the oven. I'm cooking on some of these bricks. Now we can put the second one on. So halfway, just pull the paper out and turn it around gently. My favourite time to taste. So texture-wise, it seems to be good. The important thing is that it's a bit crunchy from the outside and very soft in the inside. Oh yeah, super fluffy. Now the best way to test this is with loads of butter. Now traditionally this is made Easter week, like Good Friday and Easter Sunday, the time of year when broad beans are harvested. So very traditional is to have this with a couple of fresh sheep's cheese drained and some broad beans, some fresh broad beans. Yum. That is super delicious. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Now you don't have to wait for Easter to have this, you can make it. Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, take it easy.